guys. Okay, I want to come on and point some other things out. And what I really want to talk about right now is money he came into back then. Now, again, he came into. I know for sure it was 20,000. It may have been a little bit more than that, but I know at least it was 20,000 for sure. And the reason I know that is because he had asked if my parents could hold the money for him. Now, at that time, he was known for going to the local casino and gamble. So initially I thought he had won the money, but the more and more him and I talked, it became kind of clear to me that that wasn't the case. Like it was clear there was something shady about that money. He wouldn't give me a clear answer as to where he had gotten the money or how he had gotten it. So I told him no. I didn't want my parents holding the money. So overall, my parents, they decided not to hold the money. Now, him and I at that time, we were separated. We weren't together. And again, my children and I, we was in LA. I was like, operating on a budget, kind of like making ends meet, and without his help, financial help, or just help overall, really, Again, he wasn't with us. So, now, again, because we weren't together, again, I'm speaking from what I recall, and a huge amount of that money, it went on partying. He would throw parties with the person he was with. They would throw big parties, and a huge amount of it went for expenses on his mom's house, and a huge amount of it went to remodel his truck, So that is where all the money, or all of that money went, or was spent on. I want to make that clear, that he did not spend that money for me and my children, or on me and my children. That didn't happen. Now, he did at times, like on holidays, that's like every 3-4 months, or birthdays, like once a year. I do recall he did come through. He would come and visit us, and he would buy certain things, toys, clothes, and things for myself as well. But the thing is, I too, at that time, I was making or earning decent money, and I helped him to purchase everything that he bought us. Me and my children, I'm referring to, everything. So I want to point that out and make that clear. I don't know if the thought is that, he spent the money on me and my children, and if that's the thought, that's wrong again. That's not what happened. So I want to point that out and make that clear. Now, something else I want to point out and make clear, because of that, I don't know, it's just kind of clear that, that what's going on now, that money have something to do with it? And this was one of the main reasons I felt the need to come on and discuss what I'm discussing. I want to make it clear, that being the case, my children and I, we are not responsible. Listen, here's the thing, my thing with it, Now, when we left that place in LA County, the place we was in for about 6-7 years, we separated, that was it. Now, anything that he did from that time and forward until now, my children and I, we cannot be responsible for it. See, so I want to point that out and make that clear. See, so it is kind of obvious again that that money has something to do with what's going on, and it's kind of clear that my children and I, we're here because of it, and that the case, that shouldn't be. See, we cannot or do not want to pay some price for money we never benefited for, a father, a husband who was not there or wasn't with us. See, we can't do that. So that would mean, that whomever he spent the money, like I say, from what I recall, the things that I just mentioned was where the money went. So that means he spent money on others. They benefited from him having that money, and now from what I'm hearing, they've all started over. They have a new journey. They've benefited, and they've moved on pretty much with their lives. They're doing other things now, living well and making a new start. And see, that's an issue. See, we cannot, my children and I, we cannot, can't pay any prices for that. So I want to point that out and make that clear. It kind of seemed like it's just kind of clear we're sitting here, or not sitting, but we're, holding a debt or a price, for, again, money we never benefited for. See, so that's an issue. I don't, no, we can't do that. So, the other thing I want to point out, now, I don't know, I'm thinking that maybe some are thinking that, excuse me, the money he came into, it was purchased for the house in Hesperia. Excuse me. And if that's the case, that too is wrong. That house in Hesperia was not bought with that money he came into. I want to make that very clear as well. That house was purchased with family money and sources between myself, my parents, and my grandparents. And so I want to make that clear. See, and what I'm kind of starting to think is that that house in Hesperia was taken for something that had to do with some kind of street thing maybe he participated in. And if that is the case, that was wrongfully done, because again, we purchased that house with family sources. That shouldn't have happened. So my thing is this, that would be another reason why I would need to go ahead now and start working so that I can go ahead and buy another house at this point. Now, if the house is being put on hold for us to go back to, at this point, we wouldn't want to go back to it. We don't want it, because just because of the circumstances, if it was taken due to some kind of street thing, we wouldn't want it. We don't want it at this point. We would rather make a new start. Excuse me. We would rather go ahead and make a new start elsewhere. So again, I just want to point that out. Yeah, that money he came into, it was not spent at all to buy the house in Hesperia. So that's something else to, no. Um, if that's, I'm kind of thinking again, that's kind of like probably what happened. And like I say, if that's what happened, that shouldn't have happened. The house shouldn't have been taken, because again, he did not spend any of that money for that house. So those are the things I basically wanted to just come on and make clear and point out, And I think that's all I want to say for now. And I'm going to go ahead and get off. And I'm still trying to get my tablet up and running. So if I don't come back on today, I'll definitely be back on tomorrow. So I hope everyone continue to have a great night. And thanks for everyone's time. And I'll see everyone back soon with another video. Okay, thank you. Bye.